Something remarkable just happened in the night sky. Something that's left astronomers at NASA staring at their monitors in disbelief. The mysterious interstellar object known as 3I/ATLAS, which has already been the subject of endless speculation, just changed course overnight. Without warning, without any external force, it shifted its trajectory as if something or someone guided it. Scientists are calling it the most unexpected maneuver in the history of interstellar observation. And the question that's echoing through every lab, every telescope station, every late-night control room is the same. How? Before we dive deeper, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and tell me which country you're watching from. I want to know where in the world you're joining us on this extraordinary journey, because what's unfolding above us right now may rewrite everything we thought we knew about space, motion, and intelligence. Let's rewind a little. 3I/ATLAS was first detected months ago, a faint traveler from the far reaches of interstellar space, slicing through the solar system at a speed of 57 kilometers per second. Its orbit was calculated with precision. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Harvard's Center for Astrophysics, and even amateur astronomers had mapped its expected path with near-perfect accuracy. For weeks it behaved predictably, just another celestial visitor. But last night something changed. At precisely 3:47 UTC, the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii and the European Southern Observatory in Chile both reported a subtle but undeniable deviation in its trajectory. Not a random wobble, a clean, smooth, directional shift, about 0.04 degrees off its expected path. That might sound small, but for an interstellar object, that's massive. It's like watching a comet glide straight for millions of miles, and then suddenly curve as though it made a decision. NASA immediately verified the readings using their Deep Space Network antennas, and within hours, every major observatory confirmed the same thing. 3I/ATLAS had changed course. No gravitational interaction, no nearby asteroid, no solar flare, nothing that could have forced it to move that way. The initial theory? Outgassing, jets of gas escaping from under its icy surface, like a rocket engine pushing it slightly off course. That's what scientists believed happened with Oumuamua, our first known interstellar visitor back in 2017. But when they checked 3I/ATLAS's tail emissions, they found nothing. No detectable gases, no heat spikes, no debris cloud. It wasn't pushing itself with vapor. It was moving silently, elegantly, deliberately. So what's happening here? How can an object that's supposed to be a lifeless rock act as though it's aware of its surroundings? Some scientists at Harvard are calling this a self-correcting behavior, a phrase we usually reserve for engineered systems, not cosmic icebergs. If that's true, it suggests that 3I/ATLAS is responding to something, a gravitational change, a magnetic field, or perhaps a signal we can't yet detect. But others are going further, suggesting this could be controlled motion, an adjustment made with purpose. Now, before we start imagining alien pilots or robotic minds, let's look at the evidence. When NASA compared the before and after velocity patterns, they noticed something peculiar. The acceleration didn't occur all at once. It built gradually, like an internal engine charging up, and then released energy in a pulse-like burst. That energy wasn't thermal or chemical. It was magnetic. A measurable wave of electromagnetic flux rippled through the nearby solar plasma, almost like the object temporarily interacted with the sun's magnetic field and used it. It's almost poetic to think of it, a silent traveler bending the invisible currents of the solar wind to steer itself, like a cosmic sailboat catching a gust of magnetic wind. If that's true, we may be witnessing a technology beyond anything on Earth, a form of propulsion that requires no fuel, no thrusters, just an understanding of physics far deeper than ours. Imagine an object able to sense the magnetic vibrations of a star and adjust its own polarity to move through them. It would mean mastery over electromagnetism on a cosmic scale. But what if it wasn't technology? What if it's something else entirely, something natural but far beyond our understanding? Some astrophysicists are exploring the idea that 3I/ATLAS might contain materials we've never encountered before, superconductive minerals formed in the heart of a magnetar or neutron star. If its surface can conduct electrical currents without resistance, it could react to magnetic fields instinctively, as if alive. In that sense, the object wouldn't be a ship, but a living relic of the universe itself, a fragment of cosmic memory behaving according to rules we've only begun to glimpse. And yet one can't ignore the timing. Just 2 nights before this trajectory change, NASA received a faint light pulse from the direction of 3I/ATLAS, a rhythmic flicker that matched no known natural frequency. It was dismissed as noise, but when the course shifted, analysts revisited that signal. The pulse pattern, 3 short bursts, a pause, and a long, sustained glow, mirrored the pattern we once used in deep space communication tests decades ago. Could it have been a response, or was it simply coincidence, an echo of cosmic geometry playing tricks on us? For many of you watching, this moment might bring back memories of an earlier time, when space was full of firsts, when you watched the moon landing and saw humanity step into the unknown, when Voyager 1 left our solar system carrying the golden record, a message to whoever might find it. We've always been the ones sending signals outward, hoping someone might be listening. But this time, something out there seems to have sent one back. NASA's internal communications, leaked to a few reporters, mention the term anomalous self-propulsion. That phrase alone has shaken the scientific community because it implies intent. Something acted, and that's the part no one can explain. The James Webb Space Telescope, now watching 3I/ATLAS from a distance, detected a sudden fluctuation in its reflected light spectrum. It was as if a portion of its surface rotated, not tumbling chaotically, but turning deliberately toward the sun, as though adjusting an array. A natural rock can't do that. It can spin, it can drift, but it can't align itself in response to energy, unless it's built to. Now, if you think this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In 2018, Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb suggested that Oumuamua might have been a light sail, a thin, artificial object propelled by starlight. The scientific community laughed it off. But if 3I/ATLAS is showing signs of controlled motion, that laughter may fade quickly, because this would be the second time in less than a decade that an interstellar visitor behaved as if under guidance. 2 data points, 2 mysteries, too much to dismiss. And that's where the real question emerges. If it's being controlled, then by whom? Or what? Could it be an automated probe sent by an ancient civilization long extinct, still performing its mission across the stars? Or could it be something more profound, a natural intelligence, one born not of biology, but of physics itself? Think of coral reefs, living structures made of countless individual organisms forming one vast collective mind. Now imagine a structure made of magnetic minerals, light, and plasma, learning to shape its motion over eons. What if intelligence doesn't just evolve in creatures? What if the universe itself experiments with consciousness through matter? That may sound poetic, but physics often is. Energy learns, systems adapt, complexity arises naturally. Somewhere along the line, perhaps the universe began building thinking machines made not of metal or circuits, but of star-forged minerals and cosmic dust. And now, one of them may have wandered into our solar system. If 3I/ATLAS truly changed course with intent, then it means we're not the first to navigate the stars. It means someone, or something, mastered interstellar motion long before we learned to light a campfire. And maybe, just maybe, it noticed us. Of course, NASA remains cautious. Officially, they're calling it a magnetokinetic response event. But behind closed doors, there's quiet excitement and a hint of unease. Because if this object can control its own trajectory, it might also be observing us, tracking our orbit, watching how we react. That thought alone is both terrifying and exhilarating, because if it's watching, it means it knows we're here. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. Why now? Why change direction here, near Earth's orbit? Why emit light signals and then veer off course? Some believe it's coincidence. Others whisper that it's deliberate, that it's adjusting its path for a closer look. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. The universe has just reminded us how little we know. For all our telescopes, our equations, our arrogance, we're still children looking up, trying to understand the flicker of light between the stars. For those who've watched the night sky their entire lives, this moment carries something deeply emotional, because for the first time since the dawn of the space age, we might be witnessing not just exploration, but interaction. So, what's next? NASA and ESA are preparing new simulations to predict 3 I/ATLAS's next moves. The James Webb Telescope will continue to monitor its surface, searching for heat signatures or artificial patterns, and deep space radar will listen for any repeat of that faint rhythmic light signal. Because if it happens again, even once, we'll know. We'll know this isn't just a rock. Maybe it's a messenger, maybe a probe, or maybe, just maybe, it's something even greater, a reminder that the universe is alive in ways we've never dreamed of. So tell me, do you think 3 I/ATLAS is under control? Or are we witnessing a form of natural intelligence we can't yet comprehend? Let me know in the comments below. And if you felt the same chill of wonder that I did tonight, like standing beneath an ancient sky that suddenly feels new again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still believes the stars have secrets left to tell. Because perhaps the truth isn't that 3 I/ATLAS changed direction, but that it noticed we were watching. And in that silent shift across the heavens, it answered the question humanity has whispered for centuries. Are we alone? Maybe not. Maybe we never were. And perhaps, just perhaps this time, the universe is finally turning to face us.